Ladies and lads, it's Spag here. The Tekken 8 beta has arrived. Welcome to the Beta Byte series where I'll be going over each character very quickly to give you a rundown on how to play these characters. Now, first up we have ASUKA KAZAMA. Now, ASUKA hasn't really changed all too much from Tekken 7. She has a couple of new string extensions and moves, but before we get too deep into that, let's just quickly talk about the type of character that ASUKA is. Now, she's a character who's mainly defensive with really good counter hit, keep out and evasive moves, but she can still definitely poke you down and do good damage in combos though. Now let's go over punishment. For I-10, you have 1-3. For I-12, she has 2-3. For I-14, you have up forward 2. For I-15, you have the down forward 2 launcher. And for I-17, you have forward 2, which is her best whiff punisher as well. Now from crouch, your punishes are going to be while standing 4 for 11 frames, while standing 2-1, or while standing 2-1+2 for I-13, which gives you a ton of plus frames. This is one of her new strings. While standing 1-4 into down forward 3 for I-14, and then for I-18 you have while standing 3. Alright, so let's go over some of ASUKA's top moves. I mean, there's so many, but we're just going to go through a few just to get you guys started when you jump in there in the rank mode and get some of these wins with ASUKA. So first off, we have forward 4. Now, forward 4 is really good because it's a homing move, but it's also plus on block. Now, I think I'm going to show now. When I was in a match, I did forward 4 into cans, and it's kind of a scrub killer. This move is super good at baiting your opponent. They think that it's their turn, and then they get counter hit, right? So you go something like forward 4 into cans. You know, it's not a true frame trap, but it does work quite often. So it also beats the side steppers, man. So forward 4 is a super good move to use. Next up, there's down 2. So down 2 is actually a heat engager. As you can see, she runs forward and then she gets the little blue hands. So down 2 is really good because it's one of the moves that if your opponent presses any buttons, you do one single backdash and then whiff punish. Be ready to whiff punish because they might press. It creates good space between you, and they're never ready. Even on block, they press a button, they think it's their turn, and you can be ready with a beautiful whiff punish. So yeah, down 2 is definitely a move that you want to be using as well if you can. Next up, we have 1+2. It's a safe mid launcher. This is definitely a move you have to use if you notice that your opponent is ducking. If you notice that your opponent is ducking, ladies and lads, please forward 1+2. Just get in their face. 1+2. Safe. It's safe. It's a safe launcher. Why not? Why are you not using it? You know. Next up, we have down back 1-2. It's a quick, I think 14 frame high crushing confirmable poke string. So it's very good. It also can wall splat. So you definitely want to be using this string. Even just on its own, down back 1 is a very good string, a poke, sorry, to use because again it goes under highs, and there's not many moves in Tekken where you have a mid which beats highs, right? So this is definitely one that you have to be using as ASUKA. Like I said, she is evasive, right? Moving on from there, we have forward 1+2, which again is one of her heat engagers, and it's a power crush as well. So definitely be using this move as well sometimes when you're under a bit of pressure. It's safe on block 2, but you have to duck it. Of course, it's a high. But you know, even in Tekken 7, loads of people are using this move. Forward 1+2 is one of ASUKA's best moves, and it's a power crush, so definitely make sure you're using that. The next one is an interesting one. Is sidestep 2, and they made that heat engager as well. That was actually shown in the trailer. It was very interesting to a lot of us. You're super plus after it, but yeah, sidestep 2 very good to use. You can do it after like a setup, like up forward 3 into sidestep 2. That's like a very classic setup. Shouts to Fergus. That's kind of his setup there, the up forward 3 sidestep 2. People always fall for it, man. But talking about up forward 3 though, up forward 3 is also a move you want to be using. Up forward 3. It is a counter hit launcher, and it beats lows. You see, it's got the low crush. So definitely be making sure that you use up forward 3 if you notice your opponent is getting too aggressive or they are using a lot of lows. And it's safe on block 2, and it tracks to her weak side. It has tracking to sidestep right, which is usually ASUKA's weak side. So make sure that you use up forward 3. It's really solid. But talking about counter hit launchers though, we also have down 3+4. We spoke about it, right? The cans. Cans super good to use as well. Does big damage. Can use it after like forward 4 if you notice that your opponent's pressing buttons. And overall, it's just a good move to use to put you out of pressure. But talking about putting you out of pressure though, the reversal. Now, the reversal is super good as well. You can, it's back 2+4. You can hold it for a short, you can tap it for a short amount of time, and then you can hold it so that she does it for a longer time. Now, this reverses moves like punches, kicks, but it does not reverse elbows, headbutts, and knees. So, but either way, there's not a lot of elbows and knees in the game, right? So you're basically going to be successful with it a lot. So again, if you're getting under pressure a lot, make sure you're using the back 2 plus for the reversal. But then she also has other stuff as well, like back 3. You know, it's one of her classic moves. Back 3 is a launcher, and again, it's one of those moves you just do when you're panicking, man. If you're panicky, if you're little Mr. Panicky Poo, then just throw out the back 3. I don't use that move. I don't need that move, you know. But you know, it is a good move to use sometimes. A lot of Asukas love to use it, and it also has tracking to her weak side. Alright, but Asuka did get some new moves as well, so let's talk about those briefly. So a couple of moves here that are pretty new. The down back 1-4, which is an extension from down back 1. You know, normally she only had the high, so you could always duck if you were ready. But now she has the mid, you know, which is her new tail flip combo extender as well. So you want to be using that in combos. She also has this move forward 3+4, which is a pretty slow mid kick, which does a chunk of chip damage on block, which must be plus on block, I'm assuming. But then there's 3 moves here which are new as well. Up 1+2, which is kind of like an orbital type move, a down smash move. I think it might be punishable normally, and you'll see why I'm saying normally now soon. And then forward 1+2, which is like an up smash move. And then running 1+2, which is a homing high, pretty heavy hitting move, which does again chip damage on block. Now these 3 moves have different properties when Asuka enters her new mode, Naniwo Gusto. You can enter this mode after certain moves like forward 2 if you press 1, for example. So after forward 2 you press 1 and this happens. She points. Now she points and she has this glowing the glowing arms. Now this glowing arms gives these 3 moves different properties. So now all of a sudden forward 1+2 is going to become a launcher, as you can see. Now when she's in heat, as long as that heat timer is up, she is going to stay in this mode. So these moves are going to keep on doing you know, the new property, but it does deplete the heat meter. So you got to be a little bit careful with it. And also you can use up 1+2 in combos. So if you see now, I'm going to do a combo. Let's have a look. Do you see that? So the up 1+2 in that situation, it made her spike. So really interesting that it makes her spike in that situation, so you can get a free forward 1 and a free grounded hit. Again, it's so unique, man. I love it. I love the fact that they added this into the game, because I feel like this is not even day 1. This is day -1. I feel like people are still going to figure out, you know, the best ways to enter this Naniwo Gusto stance and the best way to utilize it. And like, you know, you can enter it by even doing her back 4 string, you know. The back 4 string is actually one of her combo enders at the wall. So you'll be able to do your wall combo and enter into this Naniwo Gusto. And on tech roll, you can, you know, go for your forward 1+2s or your up 1+2s. There's so much potential with Asuka. All right, now to end the video, we're just going to show a couple of combos that you can do just to get started. These are not optimal at all. Again, like I said, this is day 1. But I'm going to put the notation up on the top of the screen, and these are some combos that you can do just to get started. So have a look.